sponsored by Facet Wealth.
I'm Linda Kenyon in Washington. Generators working overtime as Puerto Rico tries to recover from Hurricane Fiona, which left flooding and widespread power outages. Still in New York, where he's been holding meetings on the sidelines of the UN General Assembly session, President Biden attending a briefing on the federal response to the hurricane.
At FEMA offices about halfway up the One World Trade Center tower, the president vowed the federal response to Hurricane Fiona will be enduring. He pledged to the governor of Puerto Rico this support.
I've authorized 100% federal funding for debris removal, search and rescue, power and water restoration, shelter and food for the whole month.
He urged the people of the island, still recovering from Hurricane Maria 5 years ago, not be afraid to seek help.
We are with you. We're not going to walk away. We mean it.
Stephen Portnoy, CBS News, Washington.
Secretary of State Antony Blinken at the UN Security Council, condemning Russia's president over the ongoing war against Ukraine.
One man chose this war. One man can end it. Because if Russia stops fighting, the war ends. If Ukraine stops fighting, Ukraine ends.
Russia remains defiant. Here's Russian Foreign Minister Sergei Lavrov speaking through an interpreter.
The decision to conduct a special military operation was inevitable. We have said this more than once. We have provided a huge number of facts which show how Ukraine prepared to play the role of anti-Russia.
The U.S. is sanctioning Iran's so-called morality police after the death of a young woman. CBS News correspondent Cami McCormick reports.
Mahsa Amini's death has sparked protests in Iran. Secretary of State Antony Blinken said the U.S. condemns the 22-year-old's death. She died in police custody after allegedly wearing her headscarf in the improper way. Blinken said in response to this and other human rights violations, including the violent suppression of peaceful protests, the U.S. is imposing sanctions on Iran's morality police and senior security officials who have engaged in serious human rights abuses, he says.
Mortgage rates have jumped to their highest level since October 2008. Business reporter Jason Brooks has the details.
Freddie Mac reports that the 30-year fixed mortgage rate averaged 6.29% this past week, soaring 27 basis points higher from the previous week. And rates are only heading higher after the Fed hiked its benchmark lending rate by 75 basis points.
Still, mortgage applications rose for the first time in 6 weeks despite those higher interest rates. This is CBS News.
Well, that's today's news. I didn't hear any good news, did you? I didn't think so. I guess it's all about perspective. The glass is half full. Well, as always, I want to thank you again for coming along with me on these Dash Cam News adventures. You know the drill. Peace, love, and all that hippie jazz. Bye-bye, everybody.